Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Mel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So as you saw in the title, this is a video today using one brand of makeup, and that's the L'Oreal brand. So if you're curious to see how I got this look, then let's get into the video. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. So off camera, I did a couple of things because I didn't have L'Oreal items for them. So I didn't purchase the L'Oreal primer. I know that they do have one, but I wasn't sure how well it works, so I just kind of bypassed on that one. And the other thing was a concealer for L'Oreal. I do have one, but I'm saving that for another episode coming up. I want it to be more of a first impression type of video. So I just used another concealer that I have. So those two things I've done off camera. So we're just going to first jump in with foundation. So I have two L'Oreal foundations. This one is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear, and I have this in the shade 430. And then I also have the L'Oreal Visible Lift Serum, and I have this in the shade 145 Classic Ivory. So I like the finish of this one, and I like the texture of this one. So I'm going to combine both of them and kind of make my own foundation. I like doing that a lot, usually with foundations and lip colors and stuff. There's one of those things that you can do is always mix the colors. This one, I can hear that there's product still in there, but it's becoming really, really tough to get out of the container. And that's the only thing that is a bit of a bother with this type of packaging is when it starts getting down to the nitty gritty, the pump just doesn't want to get it back up to the top. So I'm just going to use, I know it sounded like a lot, but it's not a lot on my hand. And then I'm just going to take the Visible Lift and I'm going to do one pump of that one. It's quite creamy, so that's why I really like the texture of this one. And then I'm going to mix the two of them together just on my hand. And then I will dab it onto my face. Yeah, I really love L'Oreal. I have a lot of their products. So I thought, well, why don't I just do I've done some other videos like this. I did Maybelline and I did NYX. And because they're, again, really good products. I'm using my L'Oreal sponge too. So we'll start by blending this all in. Yeah, I was actually putting my makeup on the other day because I always like to plan my videos of what I'm going to be doing quite far in advance. So I was trying to think of what I wanted to do this weekend. And when I started thinking about it, I'm like, wow, I actually have quite a bit of L'Oreal stuff here. So I only had to grab, there's two items here that I had to purchase that I didn't have L'Oreal. Everything else I had. And one product is a repurchase, but I was going to be buying it anyhow, so I'll show you that one in a minute. But yeah, I love combining my foundations together. And it just gives you a nice consistency. Because sometimes you can't always find the perfect color match for yourself. So this is one way that you can do that. And I just make sure that I run it all the way down my neck so everything is well blended. And I find this one here, like the Visible Lift, does a really, really nice job on hiding some of my brown spots. So I love the coverage. And then the Infallible is such an awesome product, especially in the summertime. It's very light. So it doesn't feel like you're really wearing anything on your face at all. Okay, everything is nicely blended in. So the only other product that I did not purchase because I like a loose powder to set my face. And L'Oreal, they don't have that. I think that they have a, it's similar to the blush that I have. It's a True Match powder, so it's like a pressed powder. So I really didn't want to buy that. Like I said, I like more of a loose powder, so I'm just going to forego the powder today. We'll go without it, and it'll be fine. So one of the products that I did repurchase, because it's my favorite eyebrow pencil, is this one here, the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I usually buy this one in dark brunette, but this time I just bought the brunette color. Sometimes I find that other one is just a little bit too dark for my eyebrows, so I thought, okay, well, let's give this one a try. And we'll see what shade this one looks like. Yeah, so I just usually run the spoolie through first before I get started. Make sure all the hairs are going everywhere. You'll have to excuse my hair today because I had a shower this morning, and when I do that, my hair is all fresh, and now all the little standing uppies here are just everywhere. So I'm just letting them do their own thing today. Okay, so the brunette color is a little bit, it's not as dark as the dark brunette. So this one actually isn't too bad. I don't like a really light colored one. I know that there's such a variety of shades, but I do like more of a darker shade. Look at the difference between, I know I've shown you guys this before, but really it is amazing how when you do one eyebrow and not the other one, what a difference. It just frames your face so much better. Okay, so eyebrows are done. Next, we're going to go in with eyeshadow. So this is a new purchase for me. So this is the Paradise Enchanted Scented Eyeshadow. And it really is a really pretty palette. And it really does smell like peaches. I think that's so awesome. We're going to go in with this vanilla colored shade here. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. So it is a little bit powdery. So make sure that you tap your brush off really well. It is a very nice color. Yeah, you can see just on my cheek here, there's a little bit of fallout. But that's easy to brush away. I was actually debating whether I should put the eyeshadow on first and then the rest of my face, especially when I use a new palette that I haven't tried before. So that's just one of those things that you can do. Just do your eyes first and then the rest of your face. Yeah, that's actually blended really nicely in. So I think we're first going to go in. I'll gradually build up my eyes. So we're going to go in with this peachy color here. And I'm just going to put that in my crease area. Yeah, this is quite powdery. Even when I'm tapping my brush off, there's a whole bunch of fallout on the pan. The colors are very nice. They are blending really pretty together. So then to start deepening up the crease a little bit more, I'm going to go in with this brown color here. I do prefer to start with more mattes, and then I'll add a little bit of shimmer after that. You can really smell the peach color. That's pretty cool. I'm just making sure to bring it just right through into the crease area, deepening it up a little bit. Yeah, that actually is quite pretty. I like the shades. Very nice. They're definitely my kind of shades. I do like more neutral colors. Yeah, that's actually quite pretty. I think I just need to deepen this one area up just a little bit. Okay, next I'm going to go in with this darkest shade right here. It just looks like a really dark brown. Almost like a plum shade, which would be nice for fall. Yeah, now that I have it on my brush, it's kind of like a burgundy shade. And I'm going to concentrate it just on this outer part here. Oh yeah, that's very pretty. Oh, this would look really nice with like a burgundy shirt. Really pretty shades, and they are blending very nicely. And I'm surprised actually how pigmented it is. Oh, very nice. Okay, next I'm going to go into this really pink color. I'm not sure how this is going to look or how iridescent it is, but we're going to give it a try. I'm going to put it on my lids, so let's see how this turns out here. Okay, so it's not as pink as I thought it was going to be. Maybe I'll use another brush and kind of pack it on a little bit. Yeah, because that's not as pink as I thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to use a flat eyeshadow brush. Okay, that's better. That's going to put some pink on the lid now. And what you can do if you want a color like this to stick, I just don't have any setting spray right now on me, but you can just spray the brush head with some setting spray, and that'll help the eyeshadow stick. Oh, that's quite pretty. Very pink. And then I just want to make sure all those colors are blended together. So I'm just going to take my blending brush and go back in and just blend everything together. And then I've taken a little bit of this bottom shade here. It's more like a copper color, but very iridescent. And I put a little bit of that on my lid, and it just gives it some pop. That looks great. It's like a purpley color, but it blends really nicely with that pink color I used. And then just make sure to, again, blend everything together because these are very pigmented. Interesting. That's colors I don't think I would have used before. They're very pretty. So far the palette's doing good, like with the exception, I mean, I'll hold it up. You can see the amount of powder that's kind of everywhere. So that's, I think, the only downfall. The colors are really pretty. They're blending really nicely. Yeah, that would be the only downfall to that. So I'm going to take a little bit of the this dark shade in that coppery color, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. So I took those two dark colors and I went about halfway under my eyelashes. And then I took that pink color and I ran that the whole way across, and now I'm just blending it out a little bit to soften the edges. I think it just gives a really nice color. Really like something that I don't usually do. Like this is really quite pink, but I like how it all has blended nicely together. So for an eyeliner today, I'm just going to go in with my well-used, this is the Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil, and I just have this one in brown. And I'm going to line my top lash line. I'm not going to do a big, like a wing or anything like that, just because I'm going to be wearing falsies today. So I find I don't really need to do that when I do wear a false eyelash. And I'm just keeping this right close to the lash line. This is a great pencil, very, very pigmented. And I'm not sure, does it? It is waterproof. I just was reading on the package. It is a waterproof one, so this will last all day. And then I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. I'm not going to curl my lashes today just because I find when I wear false eyelashes, I can kind of skip that step. But I do want to make sure that I put some mascara on there. So the fake eyelash and the real lash blend together. And I know this is one of those cult favorite kind of mascaras. I really love it. I think it's one of the best affordable mascaras. And I pretty much have a lot of L'Oreal mascaras. I think they are the one brand that makes exceptional mascaras. And I find each one almost does their own thing. This one is quite volumizing. You have to add a few coats, definitely. 2 to 3 coats probably. I usually wear this one a lot if I'm wearing false eyelashes. I find that's the best for me. Okay, so I just quickly did my eyelashes off camera. So next I'm going to go in with my waterline color. So this is just the L'Oreal Infallible. I have this in Nude, and this is a pencil that's actually specially designed to use in the waterline. It's waterproof, but some days I'll use like a darker shade, and then if I don't want such a dramatic look, I'll use a lighter shade. So today we're just going to go in with a lighter shade, but this will stay on pretty much all day just because it is waterproof, and it just helps brighten your eyes up when you do line your waterline. So there was one product that I find that L'Oreal doesn't usually have. I saw it in the summertime. They had a bronzer, and I didn't end up picking it up at that point. But so they don't really like have a specialized bronzer that I could see or that I found in the store that I shop in. So all I did was I picked up this L'Oreal Lumi Glow Nude. It's a highlighter palette, but I'm going to use this darker shade here as my bronzer, if I can get it open. There we go. So yeah, they're just really, really pretty shades. These look quite interesting. Okay, so it's quite shimmery for highlights. Okay, so those are the highlighters, and then I'm going to use this one as my bronzer. So it's going to be probably just a really light bronzer today, but that's fine. I think I'm going to go in. So for my highlighter, I'll use that one there because that one was quite sparkly. I'm just trying to see what name is. This is called, so the whole palette is called Sunkissed. So that one I'm going to use for the bronzer. Sorry, I need my glasses. Just hold on a second. That's better. So it is called Saturn. So I'm just going to take a little bit. I don't know how pigmented this is. And we're going to just go in and see. Now it does have a bit of some shimmer to it because it is in a highlighter palette, which I don't normally use. I normally use a matte bronzer. I prefer that because I find shimmery shades just kind of accentuate any texture on your skin. Okay, so that's not bad for a bronzer. It's definitely pigmented. We'll try and blend this out here. But I can definitely see I don't know if you can see it over here, like it's actually glowing. And we'll just take it down our neck, along our jawline. So it didn't turn too bad for, I mean, I know it's not a bronzer, but it didn't do too bad of a job. So we'll leave it at that. Before I apply my highlighter, I'm going to go in with blush. So since I bought this one, I think I bought it about a month ago. This is the True Match Super Blendable Blush, and I have this in neutral. This one is my favorite so far out of all the blushes that I have tried in years. I usually have a NYX one and an e.l.f. one, but I have been using this literally every day. It is such a beautiful, it's kind of hard to see on there, but it's such a beautiful blush. Really like the color blends really nicely with my skin tone, and I guess that's why it's called True Match. But yeah, I don't know how many shades there are in this one. I did see some other shades in the store, like a lighter version and a darker version, but it is so pretty. And again, it's just that nice peach color that I like. Peach colors are very flattering on most skin tones, and it kind of actually goes with this peach eye color I've got going on today. Okay, so I'll go in with the highlighter now. I'll use that yellowy kind of one. I'm just using a fan brush for that, and we'll see how pigmented this is. Okay, so it's quite pretty. It's not a blinding highlight, which if you don't like a blinding highlight, I like a blinding highlight. I don't mind that. My favorite is the Maybelline Chrome. But yeah, this is quite pretty. I don't know if the camera's kind of picking up. Yeah, no, that's very nice. And I'll take it down my bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. It is powdery. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but it's kind of setting powder off everywhere. And then I'm just going to take a little, like a flat brush. I'm going to take a little bit of that on the brush and then stick that in my corner of my eyes to highlight that area. Just going to take a little bit of that the other color. Okay, that one's a little bit more pigmented. That one's brightening the corner up. Yeah, so I think that did a really pretty job. It's more of a subtle highlighter, so very, very pretty. We're going to go in with the L'Oreal Color Riche. Just give me a second. This is the lip liner, and I have this in Timeless Coral. So it's quite a nice pencil. So we'll see how this goes. I haven't tried this one yet. So it is quite creamy, which is nice. It kind of reminds me of the NYX one that I use. Same with the shade. Like the shade is quite nice. And I always overline my lips just a tiny little bit. And I also fill them in so that lets your lipstick stay on longer throughout the day. So for a lipstick today, I'm going to be using this is an exclusive collection. This is the J.Lo color. This is Jennifer's Nude 370. So I love J.Lo's makeup, and her lip color is always that nice nudie color. But what I like about this one is it has a little bit of gloss to it, so you can kind of see on my lips it's not drying, it's not a matte, and then that way I don't usually use a gloss with it. So overall, I'm really happy with how a lot of these products worked out. The foundations, I love these ones. Especially if you have more mature skin. This one is really good for that. It doesn't settle as much as other foundations into my smile lines, which is a big plus. I really love the blush. That is absolutely one of my hands down favorites right now. I haven't even used my NYX one and my e.l.f. one for like ever. So been using this one every single day. I like the combination of the lip liner and the lipstick. It is such a beautiful shade of like a nude. If you like nude shades, it's such a beautiful, beautiful shade of nude. The Infallible waterline pencil, I mean, you can see how well it's still working. It's still sitting there, making my eyes look bright, which is great. My absolute go-to favorite is the Brow Stylist Definer. Love this one, absolute favorite. On the other side of the new things that I've kind of tried out, the Paradise Enchanted eyeshadow palette. So really nice. I love the colors. I liked how the colors have turned out. Really pretty. The only downfall, as you can kind of see even on here, how much powder is kind of left behind. So that's the only thing. But when you do get a really powdery eyeshadow palette, just make sure you're tapping your brush off really well, and you shouldn't have any troubles with a lot of fallout. And then last but not least, the True Match Lumi Glow Nude palette, highlighter palette. So again, I guess one of the things that I wish that L'Oreal would come out with a little bit more is like a loose setting powder. I think that would be really beneficial instead of a pressed powder. A bronzer, actually having like a bronzer, at least I haven't been able to find one. Like I said, I saw like a round one in the summertime. I should have picked it up, but that's the only time I've actually seen a bronzer. And then the concealer, I'm going to save for another video for you guys. One thing, if I can get sort of my viewers to kind of send me some ideas, or I try and plan ahead quite a bit for my videos. So one video that I want to do is kind of using suggestions from you guys of products that you use. So drugstore products that you guys use. I would love to hear which ones they are. I already have a suggestion from a viewer about a color corrector. So I'm going to try and get my hands on the NYX color corrector. That was from a suggestion. And another suggestion from another viewer was the foundation. So I have 2 ideas for that. But I would love to hear from you guys other ideas, like what mascara, what eyeshadow, what bronzer, lipstick, all of those types of what you guys use. And then I'd like to do a full face of using your guys' suggestions. So that's just something that I'll need some feedback from you guys. So please leave it in the comments below. And I hope this was helpful for you. I really love the brand L'Oreal. I think they have some absolutely great products. They're one of my go-tos for mascara, like I said to you before. Absolutely love all their mascaras. I have a lot of their eyeliners, foundations, so I love the brand. I hope you enjoyed this. It was fun to make. So as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye guys!